Cool.
All right.
Episode
6.
6. The good luck number.
Good
No,
luck.
just kidding. No,
Yeah,
6 is
I
not
was
good luck.
like,
I'm just like, you're like, what? Just to give you guys some insight, we are waking up super fucking early to record this episode.
Yeah.
Because we're making it work. Mm-hmm. We love you guys. We love what we do.
We love doing this, yeah.
So we're here in the wee hours of the morning, and it's rainy and it's shitty and it's gross outside, but not in our hearts.
Nope. We're so happy.
No, we're so happy, dude. We're happy to be here.
And this weekend was such a happy weekend. Richard had his show, and it was insanely great.
Thank you, dude.
It was so good. Everybody, I was making sure to look at the crowd too, because I think it's really important to see how people are reacting to it.
Oh, yeah.
And I know, like, as a performer, you can't really see it or feel it in the moment because you're so into what you're doing. And everybody was so receptive to it.
I was excited about that.
Yeah.
I was like doing some shit that I was definitely taking a risk with what I was doing because it
Yeah.
was something that I have never done before.
No, you haven't.
You know.
And it was, you could tell that you went all out because the energy in the room was like, people were screaming for you and like just, yeah, like it was just, people were just so
good.
Receptive to it. They were so happy and so like, I don't know, you just brought so much energy to the room and it was really, I was really, really proud to see that.
Dude, thank you so much. I was just like observing the fact that there were some people that I knew, you know. There were some people that like know me personally, had heard the songs before, right? It was a very select few people, right? Like yourself, my family, you know. And then there was people that were fans of mine before Santrio became a project, right? So they were expecting that type of music. And then there was also strangers. And it seemed that across the board, people were really happy about what they saw and what they heard. And so now it's just about doubling down for me, all those elements that I was like incorporating. I felt like this was more of like a performance, more so than like a show, more so than like a set, like me playing a song, like songs. And I really wanted to tell a story in that, and people were really receptive of that.
Of
and I was
course.
excited.
Yeah, and that's something that really, when you told, because you had told me before, I really wanted it to be a performance.
Yeah.
A show. And that came across because there was, two of my friends were just like, he's really good at just like, I don't know, like performing. Like they both said it like that. And I was just like, okay, like in my head, I need to tell Richard that because your goal that you had in mind was definitely placed. Like it was
awesome.
It happened. So
Awesome,
I'm
dude.
like
I'm
really happy for you. Like I was so
you.
I was just like, I know him. I do a podcast with him.
Yo, that's awesome, dude. No, I was so happy that you were there and you brought so many people.
Yeah.
I was blessed.
They all really, really, really wanted to meet you. They were just like, should we go up to him? Is he gonna come over here? I was like, we can go up to him, and they're just so
happy. I know, we could talk to him.
All groupie about it.
Yeah. I know, we go way back. That's awesome.
I was like,
dude.
that's his wife. I'm gonna say hi.
Yeah, I'm gonna say hi to her. You see me high five him right quick. You're like, what's up, dude? Hell yeah. It's trippy, man. Like that dynamic of like after you play a show and then coming off stage. But it was nice for me because I for those who saw the show, I like had like the white hoodie afterwards.
Yeah.
And it was just so nice. I felt so good wearing that hoodie, meeting people. Because I just felt so comfortable and safe.
Good.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense,
I felt like I gave so much to the performance. And then just to wear that at the end and just feel like, oh, man, I don't have to think. I could just be present.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I hate sometimes, I remember I would play and, you know, you get your get up or your due. And then there you are awkwardly, like, wearing the clothes that you're there to present in front of a bunch of people, and then you're talking one-on-one like, oh yeah,
you
know what I mean?
It's like a costume.
It's like a costume. It's strange.
I know, I definitely feel that. That's like my favorite part about performing is obviously performing, but afterwards like feeling that relief of like, like I did what I love to do, and now I can just chill.
Yeah, dude.
You feel so satisfied.
You know, it's interesting. I used to feel that way often, but then it got to this weird place for me where I was just thinking about who do I need to talk to about like the business aspects of it all. You know, like who do I need to talk to about playing here again or getting more connections and just building it, because then you start focusing on the management aspect of it. But I remember when I was younger, when I would be playing, what a great feeling, because you could just be like, hey, cool, you know what I mean? You're just in the moment.
Yeah.
But then you realize you're not getting anywhere afterwards.
Yeah, like you have to keep.
You got to keep pushing in different ways. Yeah, multiple hats. But I was just so grateful to Michael who books over there at the Hideout, because we go way back. We went to college together, and he opened the door for me to just be like, I literally told him, he's like, hey, what have you been doing after the Gabacho show?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm still writing. I have a whole album. It's all set up and everything's all, copacetic. And he's like, well, are you performing? I was like, I haven't really cracked into that yet. I don't know how to go about it. He's like, well, play here, even if you're just working it out. And I was like, thank you.
That's so
and to
great.
headline at the Hideout, just working it out, where other people had to work really hard to get in there.
Wow.
And he just really blessed me and helped me out and took care of me. It really spoke to my heart. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it was such a vibe in there.
Yeah.
Such a vibe.
It was like prom, they said. The way
it
it
was
looked.
like prom.
With
the little lights.
Yeah.
And the disco ball.
Yeah, the disco ball, dude. And I can't wait for there to be more lighting capacities, lighting capabilities where I can use projections and all that jazz. I'm gonna be talking to my friend Juan, who did the animation for my EP release when I was doing Man Cub.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna talk about just having visuals for the songs.
Yeah, that would be a mood,
to just enhance it.
Yeah, for
more
sure.
so,
Yeah. They were like, he's playing all by himself? And I was like, does he usually do that? And I was just like, no, this is the first time he's doing that.
Yeah.
And he's doing it so well.
Yo, dude, the MPC really was fucking working for me, dude. I was happy about that.
I was very regretful afterwards that I didn't take more video, because just what you were doing with that little machine was insane. Because all those little beats, those extra,
Yeah, those extra hits and extensions.
Oh, were so nice.
I just, because I've always loved, I love the quality of sound when you can play your own backing tracks, right? Because you can have something expansive, because you work so hard in the studio.
Yeah.
And then if you start playing it without everything you put in, you do lose quality.
Of course,
you know what I mean? When I would play Work live, it had to be something different. It wasn't juke music at that point, but it was just this rhythmic kind of show, and that was cool, right? But I missed what it was supposed to be, or the story it was supposed to be telling.
Yeah.
And then to have the MPC allows me to, one, keep that, but at the same time not sacrifice the fluidity of a live performance.
Yeah.
I can extend things all I want. I can go in and out that aren't like the recording, so that people aren't just listening to me hit play on my phone and singing to it. You know? Yeah. Which I always think it's cringe for me when I see that.
Of course, because it's like karaoke.
Yeah.
And it's not I know a girl who used to do that at a place that I used to sing at, and it was just it was really nice, 'cause she had a really nice voice, but after a few songs it was it's hard to listen to.
Yeah, to be engaged.
It was just hard, and it almost made me feel secondhand embarrassment, because I was just I would never go up there.
No.
By the way, she's not a friend of mine, so I feel people are gonna watch.
I couldn't tell by the way you're talking about her. You guys aren't friends? The way you're fucking side-eye at this bitch. Yeah, be like, by the way, I fucking hate this lady. I was like, I could tell, dude. I know.
She's amazing. She's she's
okay,
great.
oh my god.
No,
you hate her so much, dude.
I don't hate her.
I don't like her, but she's amazing. That means you hate her, dude. That means you hate her.
No, I just don't like the way she performs. It's different.
You just,
It's not that it's nothing
you
personal.
hit me with the flick of the wrist. She's That's so funny, dude.
Yeah, like that meme, the meme of that black girl. It's
yeah. My sister did that the other day at my dad's birthday. She was just talking about it, and she went like this, and I looked at her and I was like, "Yo, Betty," and then she was like, "Oh my god!" I was just it became a meme, Patty. She rolled her eyes and everything, dude. It's so funny, dude.
I saw your sister. I got to hug her.
Yeah, awesome,
say hi to
dude.
her.
She was crying extra hard at that show.
Oh my god, yeah, the song, because of that song. Everybody was crying with that song. I was like, oh
hell yeah.
Because it speaks to every girl out there. It's just it makes you feel oh, because I feel every woman needs like a male figure that is caring for her.
It's like platonic.
Of
you know
course,
what I mean? That
yeah,
has like, it's brotherly.
Exactly.
It's not.
Everybody needs that. Like everybody needs that, and so whether you have an older brother or you don't or whatever it is, but like to hear that, you know, and to put a picture to that song is really, I don't know. It was very. You feel that.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. And I you know, this encouraged me. This encouraged me to really shop around to labels.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at first, like, you know, you're in the lab the entire time and you don't have any way to kind of to gauge. Like, you know, it was nice to have like people that, of course, care about me and they'll like what I do no matter what. Or even if they don't like it, they'll be like, "Oh, it's cool," you know?
Yeah.
But then you have fans of the previous music and we're like, "Holy shit." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like this a lot.
Yeah.
And then strangers, and then so you have like a broad demographic, and you can be like, yeah, see, like what I already have, people are still going to be engaged, and then those who aren't are going to like what they hear. And this music too isn't so sexually driven like the other records. You know what I mean? Like a lot of Man Club music was like love songs.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes I touched onto deeper things.
Yeah.
Which was important, which I felt like resonated with the most people. Like, what's that one song? Anyway, but there was like some songs in the EP and then some songs I had written that were like not about romantic love.
Yeah.
And I felt like that resonated with the most people.
Yeah.
You know, which is important. And
yeah,
so then this record, this new music is like that. There's probably one love song.
Yeah.
You know.
And that one really resonated with a lot of people too.
Yeah. They had fun.
They had a lot of fun. Like once they heard that bum, bum,
yeah, they're like, okay.
Oh shit. yeah, okay.
It brought it down. Yeah, it brought it down. Yeah.
So
hell yeah.
It was so good.
I'm just like geeked up on this. Thank you so much for coming,
Of
dude.
course.
You're such a good friend, and I appreciate you, dude.
Yeah, I was so excited to go, and I was really, really excited to get there, and just like bring all my friends too, because it was really nice to just hang out and support another friend. Like, you know, because it wasn't just like, oh, we're just like mindlessly hanging out and drinking. Like, it felt intimate and it felt great to just like put them on to somebody that I know, you know. It was really rewarding for me too. But yeah, afterwards we went to a bar.
Yeah.
We went to Twisted.
Twisted Cantina?
Yeah.
That place,
my gosh.
You get turned up in that place,
yes, we were having so much fun. Everybody was drunk. I was the DD, so I was just like having fun, all sober.
Yeah, dude, I love the Instagram photo that you had of your story, and it was like super blurry.
And then the really nice
the really nice one, the blurry one is perfect, bro. That's the kind of vibe you want all the time, dude. So good.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, I went to Baby Atlas afterwards to see my friend's DJ set, and it was nice, but there was just so many people, and after a show, I just kind of wanted to like chill.
Yeah.
And so I said hi to my boy. It was awesome because he's like DJing and he's like really blowing up. Like he's really like working consistently as a DJ.
Yeah.
Which is huge for him. You know, he's paying his rent off of DJing, which is awesome. He's Jacob Polhill. He's the guy that painted that. And then also,
that's so cool.
And then also made my poster.
Wow.
And made our logo.
Oh,
so
nice.
It's a good logo. Shout out to Jacob Polhill, who's an incredible artist, man. Just art and music and DJing.
We have so many talented friends.
Yeah, man, we're blessed, dude.
I know.
We're so blessed to just have connections to people. Oh, man.
Such a nice community.
Hell yeah, man. Especially if you just keep the good people with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's some not so good people.
AKA karaoke lady.
Yeah, karaoke girl.
I'm just kidding.
Yo, bro, I don't know who this karaoke girl is. You'll have to tell me after the podcast is over.
I will have to tell you. I've heard some things about her.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I've heard some things. Anyway.
Shit.
Subject change.
Yeah, yo. Okay, subject change. Who is, like, a person that, like every time you see them, or do you know someone that every time you see them, you're just like, oh, fuck, I don't want to see this person. I hate this person. Do you hate anybody?
Yeah, there was this guy in college that, oh my god, like, you know when you just see somebody te caen gordos and you don't know, like, why? It's just like, you just don't like them, you know? And there was this guy, his name was Rudolph, the worst name in the entire world, like, only the reindeer can be named like that. Like, no human being should be named Rudolph. I'm sorry if your name is Rudolph.
Shout out to Rudolph.
I'm gonna be canceled, like, but... Yeah, I just didn't like him. He was just so, like, stuck up. He thought he was, like, the best. We had this communications class together.
So that's why you didn't like him, because he was stuck up.
Yeah, he sat in front of me, and he was never listening in class. I wasn't either, but he was never
You were busy looking at Rudolph's neck.
Exactly.
What a gorgeous neck.
But he would always be, like, doing something on Adobe, and it looked really cool. Like, he was very talented at graphic design. But he just was stuck up. And he annoyed me, so I didn't like him. And I would never, like, I wanted to work with him so bad, but at the same time, I just hated him. So I didn't. So I was just like, no.
Well, bro, it sounds like you had a lot going on in your heart that you had to deal with, bro. It sounds like you're just, like, I just want to work with you so bad, but I hate you.
Yeah, because I just didn't.
Because you are me, like some shit like that. What is going on?
I didn't like I just didn't like how he acted. Like, he just carried himself in a way that was very arrogant.
Too confident for you.
Yeah, I didn't. Like,
I'm the confident one.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm the exception. Not you.
I think it was that.
What do you mean you don't want to talk to me? What do you mean you haven't engaged in a conversation with me yet?
He's just an ass. I didn't like him. Melly didn't like him either, by the way, so it wasn't.
Yo, don't throw Melly into this, bro. She's a sweetheart, bro.
She is a sweetheart, but she didn't like him either, so that means I wasn't
That's
the only one.
That's true. If Melly doesn't like it, then I know there's
something
really bad going on, dude.
Why don't you take my word for it?
No, porque yo te conozco. You're a hater since day one, dude. I don't know who this bitch is, but she's like singing. I don't know who this motherfucker is, but he's a talented artist. But I hate him.
He's good. Shout out to Rudolph. You're good at what you do. I just don't like you.
Yeah, whatever it is that you do, I don't know what you do, bro. But I hope
you're really good.
Peace and love and luck and all that stuff, bro. For me, I don't like people that are just liars. You know, that just lie.
Same. I don't like that either.
Yeah, constantly lying about or like embellishing
little things.
Yeah, like I like I'll fucks with the person that when they're telling a story, they'll embellish some things. You know what I mean? But it's in the sense of humor. You know what I mean? Like it has to be like, if they're gonna be like, oh yeah, we drank. If we drank like a case of beer, they're gonna be like, yeah, we got fucked up. We drank like 3 cases. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's embellishing. But there's like straight up people that just lie about what they're doing in their lives. You know what I mean?
I never understand that.
It's delusional, man. I remember one time Gabacho and I, we rode our bikes to the lakefront. My tire popped, so I had to wait for the bus to get back. And we're like on Cermak, right by the McCormick place. And this guy comes up to us, and he's all drugged out. And he's got like a gun in his thing, right? But he's like just chilling. And he's like telling us like how he was like making records with Kanye and all these other artists in Chicago. And we're just like, I'm not gonna disagree with the man got a gun on him, you know what I mean? But we were like, oh, for real, dog? And it was just so out there. And then afterwards, it's like, that guy a fucking idiot, bro. Come on, dude. Ugh. Yeesh.
Him in his high world, he was.
No, hell yeah. He's working with everybody, bro. And then the worst part is you got the fucking gun, like, no one's gonna ever question your fucked up reality.
Of course.
If you can murder them afterwards.
Exactly, yeah.
You know?
Because then you could just murder them and then your actual reality
your reality
could
keeps
be gone.
up. Yeah, it keeps going. I wonder if anybody ever challenged him on that shit.
Yeah.
Wild, bro.
Yeah, that's a... Yeah, because then you feel bad then when you can't trust them. Because you're just like, I don't know if I should trust people or not. Like, especially if it's like a liar that is like, that's somebody that always lies. And you know they're lying because you've caught them in the lie. But, like, you can't say anything because you don't know if it actually truly was a lie or... you just don't know. So
and there's different layers of lying, right? Like I don't know, I think I was for me, and I'm gonna just call myself out on this shit. I was a big liar about things I didn't do, as in like I wouldn't embellish things in front of people, but like if I got confronted about some things, I was like I didn't do that. Out of fear, I would lie about that. To my parents or to my wife even.
Yeah.
And so I had to learn, because I hated it so much, I had to learn to stop. And I'm still working on it, because sometimes my fear gets the best of me.
Yeah.
But I'm specifically talking about a lying that's more like making facts up that don't like.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Like just like completely delusional.
Yeah, like delusion.
Yeah, literally.
Delusion.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, that's fucked up right
It
there.
started off when we were kids. The little kid that said his uncle was Batman, or that him and Batman took a car and they went to Jurassic Park.
And then it just
became into some horrible who they're working with and how much money they're making and what they're doing, There's very little people that I can just like really fucks with. Like even if you're an asshole, but if you're telling the truth, I fuck with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a guy, a friend of mine, talks a bunch of shit, super like hyper conservative, super like mean, thinks he's a shit, but then he's got the facts to back it up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, man, I can't hate on you, bro, because at least you're real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Poor Rudolph. I never got the chance to meet you, but I keep thinking about you.
You never met him?
I mean, not like, we never talked to each other. I just know him from, like, class. I just, like, heard him talk and stuff. I know. I'm sorry. I've grown. It's been 4 years, Richard. Leave me alone.
You have grown. I'm really roasting you, dude. I'm going in on you today. Dude, forgive me, dude. I'm, like,
it's
pretending
so early
like...
in the morning, and you woke up with this attitude, Richard.
Don't flip this on me, dude. Don't use your mental mind games on me. Don't flip it on me. Yo, Richard. You wake up like this? All bitchy? Nah. Bitcher, bro. Bitcher, bro.
Nah.
No,
we
for
both
me...
woke up hating.
I feel like people that you don't like sometimes are the ones that, like, keep pushing against your ego.
For sure,
Check your ego.
They challenge you.
Yeah.
I think that's why God sends them into your life.
Yeah,
because
hell
you
yeah.
have to learn something from them.
Yeah, I remember when I started playing with Brother Star Race, for my first band. It was hard for me to like engage with other frontmen of bands because it was just like, no, I'm the one that's competent. I know what the fuck I'm doing. It was hard for me to learn because I didn't like people that I felt like. And the feeling was mutual. It wasn't like I was just hating to hate, but we were all hating on each other.
Yeah. That's so true. I think that's what was going on in my heart at the time too, because I was just like, no, I'm good at what I do. Like, you can't be good at what you do because like you just think that there's only so much, but there isn't. There's an abundance of success for everybody. Right. And I think like you just want it for yourself when you're younger, and then you grow up and you realize that we can all have it. And we can all help each other, too. And
if you work at it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you put the hours in, because hating ain't going to get you nowhere.
Yeah, it just wastes time, too.
Hell yeah.
Us wasting 30 minutes about how we hate.
Yeah. So, who do you hate? No, but it's good to dive into these subjects because then we get to learn about ourselves. We learn about each other. That's so true. I feel like sometimes our listeners will learn about themselves, too, if they get to hear us work through all our bullshit. Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. What's the biggest lesson that you feel like you've learned in your life?
Biggest lesson?
Yeah.
I think like recently I've had this moment where I feel fully healed from everything that I've gone through the past 3 years. Like, like fully healed. It's not something that I've necessarily talked about on the podcast, but I think it's important to share because at some point I was getting scared to share this, but I don't think it's something to be ashamed of, and I think people don't talk about it enough. But 3 years ago, I went through a miscarriage, and I know our viewers are mostly men, but it's important for men to know too that women go through this, and it's a difficult thing. But I feel fully healed from that.
Wow,
this
dude.
past month
Wow.
has been very, very healing for me. And I feel like the biggest lesson that I've learned from these past 3 years has been like, there is going to be a healing all the time. You just have to wait for it and work through it while you're in it. And it's going to come and you're going to be okay. And for me, I feel like because I've fully healed, my movements and my directions and my goals have changed. Because when you're not healed and you still have grief in you, it can control your movements if you're not aware, and it can control decisions that you want to make.
Yeah.
And so for me, like, if you talked to me 2 months ago, I would have wanted to start a family as soon as possible because I was still dealing with that hole in my life. Whereas now, I don't, if it happens, it's welcomed, but it's not my priority right now. Music is, and this, and like my career is, and I feel very independent and confident in who I am in my career and in my marriage and everything that I am, and I feel a lot of respect towards myself and the people that I'm in relationships with. And so just the way that me and Sebas were talking yesterday, we went to Buffalo Wild Wings and we just had a really nice conversation, and I told him like, the day of your show was a really great night for me because I realized that I could have fun if Sebas was there, and I would have had fun if I did have fun when he wasn't there. And I also felt like I wasn't escaping my marriage by going out.
Right.
I was just having fun, and I was respecting my marriage while I was having fun, and I was respecting myself, and it was just a really nice thing to be able to have fun, have a girls' night, and then come home to like a stable home, and come home to somebody that's gonna love you, and it gets difficult when you're like married so young. We've talked about this before, but like it gets difficult because you start looking at your friends who aren't married, and you're just like, oh,
you start trying to live vicariously through them.
Exactly, and it's not okay.
No,
at some point
it isn't okay. And then sometimes, and it's so funny because we only see what we want to see in their lives. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If we see somebody going out, it's just like, oh yeah, look at, they're having so much fun. But then I used to forget, like, okay, what did I gave up some things, right? But I also gained so much.
Yeah.
And it's just like a lot of those things that I've gained, people don't have that.
Exactly.
I remember when I went on tour, I was in the East Coast, and I felt like the third wheel, right? Like, because my bandmates, they were like sparks flying in between them. So I was just like, okay, cool. And I was like feeling like really lonely just by myself. And I was like, God, man, if I here and I'll be honest, it's like, God, if I wasn't married, you know, I could at least try to find someone to be with while I'm out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and it's something, so I wouldn't feel so lonely.
Yeah.
But then I started thinking to myself, I'm like, well, why do I feel lonely? It's because I have a wonderful marriage at home. You know, because I have that life at home to miss, to feel lonely about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, there's like this balance, and then I was really blessed because it was in one specific evening in New York that I felt like really like lonely and really just like fucked up about it. So like the next morning, you know, so I was really like, so one particular night in New York, I was really like fucked up about it. And then the next morning, I was talking to my bandmate, and she was telling me, she was like, hey, you know, me and so were talking about just like how shitty dads are, right? Because they both had really bad relationships with their fathers, and it's like, you know how like we just don't like dads. It's like they suck, dads suck. And then she was like, except for Richard, he's a good dad.
Aww.
You know, and that put that into perspective. That like here I was like struggling with like these feelings of loneliness and insecurity. And then that night they were talking about just like the relationships with their fathers and the stability that they didn't have. And then me, in my anger and my closed-mindedness, I was willing to, or like longing to, compromise the stability that I've been helping establish, right? And it just put everything into perspective because no one is filled.
No.
No one is filled. You know what I mean? There's always something. There's always going to be something. You know, like, yeah, I don't like those dudes that are delusional, but am I living the life that I want to be living?
Yeah.
You know.
I think because we're very introspective people and we're also artists, it's just like we have these questions and we're willing to dive into them.
Yeah.
When sometimes a lot of people aren't, you know, they just kind of like, I don't want to have that thought, I just won't have it. But
I met a lot of people like that.
Yeah, but I think for us it's really, we've really bonded over the fact that, like, yeah, we have these questions and we bring them to the table and we don't ignore the elephant in the room for the most part. Sometimes I run away. But
fuck, look at the size of that elephant. Fuck, oh God. He's so mad.
But I read the scripture the other day. I was looking for another one, but I had come across this one, and it really blessed me and brought me a lot of peace. It was 1 Corinthians, I think 9. I don't know. It's instructions for marriage, and Paul says 3 times in that same scripture. He says, like, stay as you are before you came to Christ, or like before Christ saved you, which is. He's basically, when he's talking about it, saying, like, if you're single, stay single. If you're married, stay married. You know, there's exceptions, obviously, to both, but he says, like, the pressures of life are too hard to handle for you to do what you're not supposed to do. So, like, if you're single, stay single, because I wish everybody was single like me, he says, because, like, it's, you can give all your time to the Lord.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you're married, it's split because now you have to put your husband or wife.
There's more to take account. Yeah, and he's really clear that he's like, yo, this isn't God. I'm telling you this.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's
this
like,
isn't
like
a command from the
Lord.
Lord.
This isn't God telling you don't get married. This is me being like, yo, maybe you shouldn't get married, bro. Which is nice. I'm glad he said that.
Yeah.
Because I definitely read that, like, right before I got married. And I was like, fuck you, Paul. I don't listen to no man named Paul, bro.
Yeah. So, Paul is great. I love Paul.
Yeah.
I think he's my favorite.
He's wild, bro.
Yeah.
He's wild.
He is wild.
He was killing people, bro. And then he was like, I ain't like that no more.
That's why I love him so much.
He's hardcore. He's in everything that he did.
Love Paul.
Yeah, man. He's real, dude.
He, after he came to Christ, what is he considered? Like, what was his story? He killed Christians, but then.
So he persecuted Christians. He was a Jew who grew up in, like, because, like, the Romans had conquered over Israel, right?
Okay.
And so he was well versed in the law, in Jewish law, but he was also well versed in Roman law. So he was basically like this shining example of what like a man of his time was supposed to be, right? And as we know that, like, Christians back in the day, they were rebels, right? Like, to believe in Christ was just, like, so not right in that time. So he would persecute them, right? Like, he would bring them up to in courts. He brought, I think, Stephen. He brought him. Stephen, who was, like, considered this other apostle after Christ had came back. He persecuted Stephen. Stephen was killed for it, you know. And so he was this powerful figure. And then I think on the road to Damascus, is that what? Yeah, he was on his way somewhere. He got struck struck from his horse, right? Like, he just, like, fell off his horse. God made him blind, and he was there on the floor. Nobody wanted to help him, except for this Christian brother came up and then helped him and made sure that he was well. And then when he found out who he was and that a Christian saved him, it changed the way he saw things, like, in his heart. And then God gave him his vision back. And then he changed his name from Saul, which was his original name, to Paul. Yeah. And then, yeah, bro. And then he lived the rest of his life evangelizing. Wow. Going up and down Greece.
Like to churches, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And establishing churches.
That's so
And all those
cool.
books in the Bible are letters to churches that he
Like
established.
Corinthians and Romans.
And Ephesians and Galatians and all that
okay.
stuff. Like, those are people from that place, and he wrote a letter to them to tell them, like, yo, this is what's up. You know?
He's the one that wrote like most of the books in the Bible, right?
New Testament.
Most of the books. In the
New Testament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all the letters, you know.
Oh.
And then he wrote like Timothy and all that stuff.
Timothy.
Yeah, which Timothy is a good book in the Bible because so it's Timothy, who's this like really young cat who's trying to establish in a church, and he just encourages him just to be like, it doesn't matter how young you are, don't let anyone discount you because of your youth or like, and it just is a great example of like, you know, who you are as an individual. Don't ever let, because of how young you are, or how ignorant you're perceived to be, you know, don't let that stop you from doing what God has called you to do.
Yeah, or even insecurities, because I know, was it Moses that had a stuttering problem?
Yeah, Moses had stuttered.
Yeah. And God was like, that's not going to stop you.
I'm not going to stop you, bro. He was like, no, come on, God, I'm on talk. And he's like, I got you, bro. Aaron will talk for you. And he's like, fuck. He's like, no excuses, baby. You know? That shit's so funny, dude.
I just realized that you have a mustache.
Yeah, thank you. I've had a mustache since the beginning of this fucking podcast.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm barely realizing. I'm barely realizing that you have a mustache.
You know, I fucked it up. You see how I fucked up this part? I like cut it too. I trimmed it down.
I don't know. I'm not really like.
Your eyes don't work.
Yeah,
You just like.
I don't see where you're.
It's okay. It's something that guys obsess over, dude.
Okay.
You know, mustache hair.
So us yesterday had this game against. They're all Spaniards, like the other team, and
so
it was a tough game.
Yeah.
He's like, they play really good, but he's like, they're like our enemies because they always win, but they tied this time. Anyway, but that they came up to me, he's just like, hey, where are you from? So I was like, Mexico. Why? He's like, oh, we never seen a Mexican with such a good haircut.
Fucking shit talkers, bro.
And so I was just like, oh, thanks, bro.
Oh, I would have talked shit right back, bro.
I know. I told him. I was just like, he literally like was talking shit to you, and then Sebas was just like, nah, they just like, I guess it's just soccer culture.
Yeah.
I was just like, what?
Yeah, you gotta like hit him with the like, yeah, I never saw a Spaniard with the big dick, and I still haven't. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh man, just make fun of him, bro. Yeah, I'm a professional shit talker though. Like, yeah, I'll be talking shit.
I say it in my head. I'm too scared to say
it. If I ever see you with a big ass vein in your forehead, I know that you talking shit in your head, dude.
Either you're constipated or really
yeah, exactly. It's like, yo, dude, what the fuck's wrong with Jessie? She's constipated. No, she just took a shit.
In my head, literally talking shit.
Yeah, you're talking about shitting. I can't wait to shit when I get home, bro. Dude, I remember one time when I was in college, I went to this coffee shop, you know, and it just immediately gave me the shits. And I was like, I gotta go poop. And as I was running back to my the building at UIC, I was like, oh God, I'm not gonna make it. So I had to like cut through something, like this little like a little terrace. And as I cut through it, like I jump on this ledge to go like run across, and I hit my fucking shin on the little ledge. And it was the worst pain because, you know, when you're in terrible pain, you just want to release and scream, but I couldn't release anything. I had to keep it all in and be composed to keep my shit in my ass. And then and then as soon as I finally got there and used the bathroom, it was glorious. And Betsy doesn't understand sometimes why like I really enjoy using the bathroom. She's like, why do you like pooping? And I'm like, because there's just nothing better than that. You know what I mean? It's life's little joys. Yeah. I pray to God that I'll always be able to go to the bathroom on my own and like feed myself.
Yeah, because once you start getting to that age,
and viejitos. Once I start becoming a viejito, bro, who knows?
Your CNAs are gonna.
Yeah, I can't have no CNAs. I can't have no nurses. No, you can get away from me, dude. I'll be doing it all by myself, bro.
You're gonna be that stubborn viejito that they want to help so bad.
No, I won't.
They're gonna be like, Richard.
And I was like, I wasn't here. I just break something on the floor and run away. I hope I can always use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to get up. One of my tias in Puerto Rico, she was like, that was her goal. So like, she lived to like 90 something years old.
Oh, wow.
And she always got up to use the bathroom. She was never bedridden. And till the day she died.
Wow.
Strong woman, dude. Strong woman.
Yeah, them old generations are strong. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm scared that we're getting weaker.
No, because all the weak ones back in the day died already. So you never got a chance to meet them.
That's so sad.
No, it's true though. Like you guys, all you viejitos are so strong, and they're like, yeah, the weak ones are dead, bro. What do you expect? You know, like when people people would always be like, you know, last generation's music was so good. I'm like, what do you listen to from then? He's like, well, these songs. We're like, yeah, those are the good ones. Yeah. There's so much shit music that was made back then that nobody listens to anymore. Yeah. Of course you don't know. Of course you don't know, dude.
That's crazy. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. But then sometimes there's like gems, like old school music that is amazing, but it just never took off. That's a reality.
It's like a hard reality to come to terms with as a musician.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie Searching for Sugarman?
No.
So there was this Detroit artist named Rodriguez. He was a folk singer and beautiful lyrics, very powerful, especially in his time. And, he got a record deal. They made a record. They cut it. It didn't sell, right? They're like, what the fuck? And then later he goes to L.A., he gets discovered by another person. They're like, dude, this is so good. Why didn't your first record hit? Let's do another record. And they made another record for him and, just didn't hit. For whatever reason, no one took to the record, right? But here was a really weird thing. That record finds its way to South Africa during apartheid, right? So people are listening to, like, the Beatles, and they're listening to Simon and Garfunkel, and they're listening to this Rodriguez record. And people are like, oh, this is so fucking good. And they start buying a shit ton of records in South Africa. And so here was this, he was like super famous and popular, 2 albums. And then they thought he died because they're like, they never heard anything about him from the United States. So they're like, he's dead. There was a rumor going around that he lit himself on like fire on stage, right? And what happens is, some guy goes and decides to start looking for what happened to him. He's like, I just want to see how he died, right? He finds out he never died.
Oh my God.
That he's in Detroit, living his life. He's doesn't have money, but he's got a family. He's doing what he's got to do, right? But he's still him, right? He's still very much that guy. And then he's like, well, what happened to all these record sales? Because the records were being sold. The guy that had the record never gave him his cut, never gave the artist his cut. So he had no idea he was popular or famous in South Africa. And then they took him over there, and he played a whole week of sold out shows.
Wow.
Because he was so iconic in their culture.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. So imagine that.
Wow.
Just going your whole life thinking you ain't nothing.
Only to
be super fucking famous, yeah.
Yikes.
It's wild.
I mean, that's a nice surprise, though.
That's a nice surprise. Some people don't even get that shit, bro.
Yeah. Some people are just living their lives because nothing happened for them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Would you rather go your whole life not getting any recognition for your music? But you know that you're happy, you're healthy, your family's okay, or chase that fame and then have the potential to compromise those things?
No, I think I would live a happy
life.
Healthy life. Yeah.
It's a rough question to think about sometimes.
I think I would rather live that stable life and kind of let my music be what it is if it doesn't go far, just because there's so many other things you could do. And I feel like we're not all just talented in one thing. I think we're all talented in multiple things. So I would probably chase after another dream, but yeah, but there's no plan B in my head right now. It's like music is all plan A. So hopefully I find a nice balance within my life.
Yeah.
But sometimes there isn't a balance though. Sometimes like things have to outweigh another for a little while.
Something's got to give.
Yeah. Which is something that I learned that was really like imprinted in me and left a nice especially during therapy. Actually, my therapist was just like, well, you're not always gonna have balance. Like, you can't always be 50-50 with everything. Like, sometimes it's gonna be 70 and 30.
Yeah.
It's gonna, and that's okay. Like, it's gonna fluctuate, and like, you shouldn't feel bad about it. You shouldn't feel bad about trying to give like 100% to everything, because you can't.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel that guilt all the time. Just like trying to be the best wife, best sister, best daughter, best like worker, best musician, best like you can't be all of that. You have to choose a few select things to be the best at, and then just give your all in that, and everything else has to, unfortunately, not have all of you, but parts of you.
But if you're genuine, I think that's super important.
Yeah.
I think people always recognize that, and as they say, real recognizes real. I'm on Facebook again, right? I'm on Facebook again. I don't really post, but I saw this like you got to give 100% to work. And then it was like, like those little minion memes that moms post up and shit.
Yeah.
And it was like, 13% on Monday, 5% on Tuesday, and then it all added up to 100% over the week. And I was like, this is so fucking stupid, dude. I hate this. But,
I've seen a lot of these TikToks that's like housewife TikToks, and it's just like my husband, while he's like trying to make all these decisions on like broker whatever, like these husbands that are like brokers and like trying to make decisions, and this girl's like acting like super frustrated, and then it like switches the scene to like she's like versus me, and it's like, what should I get for Halloween to decorate the house? Like going to like the $5 Target section. I'm like, what a life. I was like, I'm just waiting for some of us to graduate so I can live a housewife.
I'm waiting for Betsy to get her bachelor's so that I can be a house husband. No, I would not decorate shit.
I met this guy in high school. I can't say his name because if he watches, he's gonna. Well, Rudolph. He's gonna know. Yeah, he's Rudolph. He wanted to be a stay-at-home dad. He really liked me. I didn't like him like that, but he's a nice friend. Oh, friend zoning. I'm the queen of friend zone.
Oh shit, dude! For real?
That's real. But
you're the queen of friend zone.
But I remember him telling me like, yeah, I want to be like a stay-at-home dad, and I remember laughing because I thought it was a joke, and then he was like, no, like I'm being serious, like what, like I want to be a stay-at-home dad, like I just want to go to school, but I don't want to like work, and I was just like, that's different. I've never heard that. I
wonder what's his relationship with his dad. I wonder if his dad was a good dad, or because like sometimes like people just want to do the opposite.
So maybe his dad was working. No matter what. Yeah, maybe his dad was working a lot. Yeah, I don't know what his relationship with his family was, but yeah, I remember I was just like, it was just surprising to me because I was just like, whoa, like if I met a guy that didn't want to work, I wouldn't be able to be with him. Because like I need somebody that matches like my level of ambition. Yeah.
But like a stay-at-home dad.
It's not that it's not ambitious.
Like if you were to have kids.
Right.
Then that's a different story.
Yeah.
Because like he's raising the kids.
Yeah.
And then you can be out doing your thing in your career.
But I don't know. I don't know if I would like that anyway. Still, like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I just feel like I don't know if it's. It also, like, I grew up with both parents that were working.
They were out, doing
so
their thing.
I feel like, although they weren't with us all the time, I really enjoyed how my parents were very individual in their careers, and that really stuck with me. So I feel like I want the same thing. But,
yeah.
I mean, and I do have that, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good that you guys are both hustling.
Yeah.
It's super important.
It's really cool. Some of us had a senior like soccer game on Saturday. It was really fun.
Is it his last game?
No, it's so he has 2 more games this week on Wednesday and Saturday, and then it's playoffs, and playoffs are like knockouts. So he gonna have to win. If he doesn't win, it's done.
If he's gonna win, no dinner that night.
No dinner.
Yeah,
no nothing that night.
No nothing that night, dude. No.
No,
You win the games, dude. You win the games.
You win the games, and then you come home.
Then you come home. If you don't come home with that trophy, you can sleep in the car.
You can sleep in the car.
That'd be so bogus, dude.
I know. No. I told him, I was like, you better score. He didn't score. He had a chance to score, and he didn't score. I was like, oh my gosh.
Really?
Sebas is notorious for not scoring when he's supposed to. Like, for not shooting it when he's supposed to.
Why not?
I don't know why he does that. Sebas, explain to us why you do that. I don't know. But, like, he just doesn't. Like, he'll pass it to somebody or he'll miss. And
bro, you're putting his business out there, bro.
I know. I'm so sorry. I love you.
You bleep that part out. Or and then you bleep, and you just bleep the miss part. He'll score. Just put the word score in there.
He'll admit to it.
Oh, that's important. Yeah, it's important to recognize your spouse. Yeah. I love my wifey. She made the T-shirts.
Yeah, they were so cute.
Yeah, and the bags.
And the bags. The bags were so cute.
Yeah. She made them, dude.
Did everything sell out?
We didn't sell one bag and we didn't sell one shirt.
I need to buy those.
Yeah. So we're gonna be making some more. I with the show I was able to pay off the studio for the month. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And then with the rest of the money we'll buy some more merch to sell.
Wow, that's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
I was almost crying.
Aww.
When I found out we did that. You know.
Did you? How does that work? How do you, after a show, they just pay you right away, or is there like a check that they have to give you, or? So
they gave me cash.
Okay.
But I did fill out like a W-9.
Oh, okay.
And then they gave you like the breakdown of like how you get paid out.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I didn't know, because I have never played at a show where like people pay entrance, so I've always gotten paid like a set
stipend.
Pay,
yeah, you get paid for what happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get paid. That's always cool, just to know what you're gonna get paid when you play, but also it just encourages you to sell tickets, which we sold a lot, considering how much time I had to to tell people about it and promote it. I think we sold 60 something tickets, 64, 60 something, which the outdoor venue is 80 people, and that's to sell out that, and then indoors 150. So knowing that's what I was able to do, that I was really grateful for that, and then the thinking of sometimes I have to remember that I'm okay, yeah, it's just me on there, it's just me on stage. It's not like I have 4 or 5 bandmates that can be bring their 4 or 5 friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just really grateful that you brought so many people and that so many people came out.
I was so happy that so many people were willing to come out, and they were like, "Where are you guys going? We're going to a show." Oh, I want to go. You know, and they were just and at some point I think it was already 9:30 and the tickets weren't selling online anymore, and I was just let's just go and see if they sell them at the door, and they were, which was really nice too, to have been able to do that. Yeah, it was a great weekend.
Dude, I'm so happy.
So rewarding.
Dude, so happy about that. Betsy and I had the kids were at my parents', so we were able to just extend that Friday night high all Saturday, and we rode our bikes to Chinatown and got some food, and then we went out to this wing place we went on a double date with some friends from church.
Oh,
and
awesome.
They put us onto this place called Output, which is just awesome.
Yeah.
And just so much fun, and just drinking and having a good time, man, just living that life. You know? Yeah.
I got this nasty ass beer yesterday at Buffalo Wild Wings because I was dumb and I I just get things that I don't know what they are, and it's called something peanut butter roast something. It was like a dark
stout. It was a stout.
Yes, it was that.
Yeah.
Disgusting. I mean, it tasted. I liked the fact that it had like that little peanut butter taste, but it was too strong. It was so strong, and I was just like, "Oh no!" And
dude, they're like 8% alcohol. You know what I mean? Like for a beer, a lot of stouts are real thick.
Oh really? I didn't
get you
even.
Fucked up.
Damn. Good thing I didn't.
And they get you full too. Like it's not like a light beer that you can drink like 3 or 4 and feel good.
Yeah.
I was just like you're comatose after that shit. Dude.
Yeah. Good thing I didn't. I literally took 2 sips and I was just like, I can't. So
can't do it
just
no
like,
more.
oh my gosh, why did you get that? He's like, why don't you just get what you know? And I was like, because.
It's good to try new things, dude.
Yeah.
Never give up on trying new things. 'Cause I'd rather fuck up and try something, get something I don't like, than get something that I know that I'm gonna like every single time.
Yeah.
Because then there's always that promise that you'll have like something completely new and different.
Yeah.
And that you'll enjoy. And you'll put somebody on to that, you know?
Yeah, that's why I told Seba, I was like, that's why we're good partners, because you get whatever you know, and I don't. I risk it for the team.
Yeah, I risk it for that biscuit, as they say, dude. And I'm like that. I'm definitely like that. My dad is the opposite. My dad is very much like, he's going to want the same thing over and over again.
Okay.
But now recently, he's been like taking steps outwards. Because apparently my mom's like, you boys inspire your dad. You know, like, what? I'm like, he's always trying new things now because of you guys. I was like,
I love your dad.
Nice. Yeah, Dad, he's a sweetie, man. I love that guy.
Cute.
I love my dad so much, dude. He's such a good guy.
I told Seba yesterday, I was like, I'm more like my dad than I thought I was.
Yeah, the mustache.
Yeah.
Nah, just kidding. No, I'm fucking with you, dude.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. True.
I just take it off.
Yeah, take it out. Yeah, cowboy hat.
But no, I am more outgoing than I thought I was. Like, I am more spontaneous than, like, my dad's just very, like,
he's super charismatic.
Yeah, very spontaneous. Like, just will do anything. Like, loves to eat, loves to try new things, and I'm very much like that. And I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that
Really?
there's a lot of that in me that I just don't take out. Like, I don't give that energy to. But I am like that.
You are so like that. I find it interesting that you saying that because I've always known you to be that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I was like that.
Yeah, that's so fascinating.
I realized a lot the day of your show. I realized a lot on Friday.
Wow.
Because I was going out and I was just like, oh yeah, let's just go to Twisted, and everybody was just like, what? Like, Nolly was just like, really? You're gonna go? And I was like, yeah, let's go. So I thought it was really, I didn't realize until afterwards, reflecting on that. I was like, oh, I'm actually,
that's awesome.
I am my dad's daughter.
Hell yeah, dude.
So,
I guess with that, because we hit our time,
yes,
right?
we did hit our
And we don't want the fucking camera to turn off again.
We
by
also
mistake.
don't want you to get fired.
Yeah, for my job. I have to be at work. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you guys. Have
Peace
a good
out.
one.